folks. It's 9:21 a.m. on the first month, 29th day, 2025. The EMF has made a move, and it's moving this tendril down coast a bit. So we're going to start to see the totals begin to impact from Bowen up towards continuing to up into Cairns as they move in this tendril down. I'll show you what indicates this to me now. Is we got a mimic to go over, so I'll need my pad and of enlightenment. Yeah, so I'm gonna zoom that down so we got it with a timestamp on it for everybody's enjoyment here, and I'll mark the mimic and show you what they've done. And this move is very definitive of what the totals are going to be. And you'll start to hear me use some of the terminology of really just that I use. Right, they've sent a beam down here. It's got a cross beam coming up here. Okay, inside here you'll see the steps. Okay, that's a move. Other side of the steps is coming down here. Right, we've had a beam come down coast here, so if you're picking up some totals in the Tamworth area and around here, this has all been pinned like this, and it's moved that direction and up, bringing some of this moisture from that with it. Okay, the solidity line is about here, and so forcing the EMF waveform to pulse down will squeeze this water along this direction, and the flow will begin to move that way. So I'm expecting totals even all the way up through the very tip of the Penis Insula of that Yeppoon area down there, all the way up the coast with some devastating totals beginning to show for these areas here. I went conservative. There's a lot of water there. This is probable. So I'm looking at the totals over a little over the next week for in the say this area here near Tully, or this area near Townsville, that are all fairly the same as they're walking a tendril in. And this whole coastline is affected by this, and it's a devastating situation unfolding for February. Yep, if I bring you up to here, come here, you. Try to grab that total and move it. And I'll get you on like 48-hour blocks. You know, as this is coming down shore, it's going to be a little bit more in depth than that. As some of the tendrils it's bringing are offshore here, so the winds are going to blow some rains in. So this is a bad situation beginning to unfold as this moves down coast. So I'll roll that out, and that was through here's through to, let's say Saturday about midnight-ish time for you guys. Totals along the coastline is going to begin to pick up. Now, if I go here after when we get into February, when they're bringing this sucker in, this is going to come on the quick. You know, Groundhog Day, geoengineers, go outside, I don't know if you're going to see your shadow this day, and this comes in a very quick 12-hour block. Excuse me, a 24-hour block. That'll be about from Saturday at about, I don't know about your daylight saving, 10 or 11 o'clock at night through at the same time the next day, when half a meter tendril gets brought ashore here. We'll define exactly where along here this is going to go, right? Because they're moving it south. And as we go to the next day, it's moved down towards the Townsville area here. So we're going to tell you guys to get your arcs ready there too, because you're going to need it as this thing goes down and then out to sea. It's a dangerous situation unfolding. Some welcome rains for some of these areas out here whose dams are going to be enjoying fresh water going in them over this time period through here. Yay. If I was looking down around here, I know we got a camp draft going on. If you ever wanted to see something like that, it's going on around Tamworth, so you have to figure out whereabouts to go for that, which is about here, I think, somewhere near Cuffs. Yeah, I have to figure things out. And I'll go over some of their weather as well. There's some big showers. Went through some geo stuff. It led to some big quick downfalls in these areas over here. And as they hit these mountains, you'll look, that's 5 centimeters of rain over the next 48 hours for them folks. And then they should have just those regular rains that they get, you know, in the evening when the hot and the cold. And I gotta tell you, the roaster's absolutely coming on out west here. I'm seeing some temperatures 48, 49, and creeping down towards the cities into the 40s. So you guys gotta be ready for that as well. So I don't know what to show you first, so I'll just show you this. How about that? Is what I'm on. And so here's what's gonna unfold. Look where you're at. And notice these dip downs in the pressures. And whenever they oscillate down towards the other one, or yeah, that's nice for that to happen. If it move, as these oscillate and dip towards each other, they do bring the dynamics of the other slinging back towards them. So as you see there, Cook Strait's active. So I'm just going to let that run. I sip off my coffee for a second. It ain't like I didn't give you guys nearly 8 days warning plus on this storm up here in the far north of Queensland. And so don't buy any bullshit where somebody tells you they couldn't predict this. I say bullshit because I did. I use a lot of stuff for my determinants. The hotspot the computer for the shows. So if they go out, oh well, I didn't have money to pay my bill this month. It just reloaded. So I'll bring you back over towards these dates here. As you can see, this flow down here coming in towards New South Wales is separate from the flow here. See how the wind differences here are changing? It's an off-coast beam that usually causes something like that. When I come up here is where I'll spot those type things. And if I zoom in on that area, you see the line, the square that's been drawn here. Or the square I'm going to draw. My gosh, look at New Zealand. Hang on a minute. That's quite, you guys got fight, man. You guys got quite an activity. That's why the flow in Cook Strait is shut down. But if I look down here, your next threads have created a heated corridor here, right? For stuff that's going to have a difficult time getting beyond. There's a scalar square here, right? This is an area of action because those two fronts, the one on each side, will start to mix, and whether it goes up or under the other, or the coastal comes in and goes under that flow or up, will determine the dynamics of your day's nasties. What is going on here? Beam, beam, beam. Quake much? You got a ship right here. That's ship signatures, folks. That blaster's on and Blenheim's got a square. You wonder why you're so much earthquake time right now, and with the extra electrolink going on with the planetary alignments right now. That's bad news for them. It's not good. And again, these lines here are doing a lot of determinants for me. See this V here? It's going to tend to bring that flow in like that, keep this more dry, to keep these two systems from the north and the south separate. So this is coming to visit you guys. It is going to have a visitor. That's just how that's going to go. And that's why I say that. That's why I say what I'm saying to you about this thing moving south and about the flows that are coming in towards the Tamworth area. So we'll zoom in a bit here. Oh, look at the amount of water in that Townsville. Boy, that's dropping over 1.5 centimeters every hour. Right on top of these folks. And she's coming. We'll move along a little faster, faster, faster. Ah, yes, 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 faster. Right in the can. Can be, baby, bam, bams, yielded a flood. Yep. When the chem bombs are seen, there's gonna be a floody. We need to tell this policy to get fucky wucky. That's right, we do. Fucky wucky, damn. Look at New Caledonia and some of the islands over there in Vanuatu. Absolutely getting a lightning show. Yeah, and that just camped out for hours. Because this got to stall for a minute. Where the momentum of this happens. Right, I'll do this again. When this storm is moving, this is textbook. there'll be a moment where as the storm gets to be moving south, it'll sling a bit to the north, like this. And I'm expecting this move to happen. So there'll be a moment where this thing, it comes in, right? Hits this wall of pressure here. When this snaps back, it's going to stall this briefly, right? It's just a slinging. It's trying to go that direction. It's hitting walls of EMF. It's going to sling a bit, and when it does, it's going to pull this moisture in and park it there. Then she'll cruise down south. Excuse me, that last line was a bit erratic. Then she'll cruise south. And she'll cruise out south slowly and out into that band of stuff that's merging with this stuff that's coming over from here, right? I'm expecting a cyclonic system to form here within about the next 5 days. And it's very possible she's going to hit right there in the Penis Insula. So I'm watching this very closely. But, you know, if the data goes out in the house, that's it. Your weatherman is flying blind. Yes, flying blind. Very bad system. You're moving cyclonically. I expect this to cruise in this direction onto this side of the island here. So it's just bad. Very, very bad. I did pick up some beamings. I'm not going to go too much further into the month of February because a lot is undeterminable for exact locations until I can see what EMF is being used and what's local. And I'm going to point this out. The old X-band radars, if they've been upgraded, can be considered an X-rad radar. We're catching some troll juice from people that didn't fully look into the upgrades of these radars that occurred since the 2006 and 2008 installations of these devices. They've become quite modernized. You see Mackay beam in here? Right through here? That's textbook. That's a radar over here at Mackay. So I'm going to take a second and pull this up. Let's hope it loads okay. That's going to help fuel, pin that storm a bit more north of them, which is never good for Bowen, the Bowen constrictor, if you will. Oops, I should have let that keep going. It's right here. This is what's doing the beamings, okay? You know, you got this. All triangulating here, right? And I'm going to draw out the triangulation like I did for that super darn device. Yes? It's not a heart. And so this is not heart. This is one of your X-rad radars here. And it's right on top of this building over here. Yeah, various other wet devices. You got two masts over here. I wouldn't quite call that a Tesla tech array because I don't see a box right here in the center of it. You got homework to do about EMF emitters and things that cause perturbations of particles in the atmosphere. Yeah, so that's your radar right here, where that next rad is, and it's blasting, absolutely blasting. So I'll mark that out for you as well. See if I can find my straight edge, do a better job than I did yesterday. Mr. Squiggles was not happy with his squiggles yesterday. So I got this here blasted. Absolutely. It's all coming here on the Penis Insula. Right, so let's just mark this. Oops, my thing moved. It moved. And I'm going down these lines that I see. How about that one? They're all triangulating into this area here, right? All in this one area. There's a radar here, I'd have to say. There's a radar here. It's hard to hold a pen. My hand in its current condition. You know, there's a radar here. There is no doubt in my mind that that location is matching up quite well with this location here. Right, it's it. It's got quite a long reach on it too. It's coming all the way on down and all the way up. and that fan is pinning the flow. Hey, so that's a slam bus to me when you got this going on. I'll just drop that down. I also got a bust on cans. Kansas is still currently beaming. And so I'll take it back to the 6. I should see it beaming fairly well. I'll take you back to the 12. When there was more condensatable material in the sky or chem, it shows up more. You see, all those lines are also pointing at a known NEXRAD station. I'll go up coast and get to that too. You know, this is how I do correlations. Like when I tell you it's a NEXRAD radar, I've done my homework. And maybe you should just take some information on board you don't understand yet. I don't care if you work at one of these places, right? Maybe there's some stuff you haven't taken time to understand. Oops, I'm not happy with that. Yeah, I'm trying to triangulate these for you. How do you do it? It's coming to an area that's roughly in this corner over here. So somewhere over here is a radar. I say that because I'm just doing the lines of atmospheric perturbation caused by electromagnetic frequency. In this case, it's microwave. You got these beams all pointing right there. So I'm expecting to see something right there. Right, this is where you go. Yeah, there's a radar here. There is a radar there. There's a fucking radar here. Of that there is no doubt. And then we go and look. Is there a radar there? Right? This. Just go look. Dude, this is called doing homework. Being curious enough to learn. Right? Yeah, we'll go with kids. The can. Cans. Yeah, I know what you should have the locals pronounce it. But you know, North Carolina and South Carolina argue over how they pronounce Beaufort or Beaufort, and they're spelled the same. Well, look, all lining up there by the shore. What do we have here on top of the mountain? Yeah, a blasting bastard. Right up here. I bet them trees ain't very happy about this. What is this? Big cell towery thing here? Probably exactly what that is. That other thing will be a water tank. What's this? It's a big mess that deserves looking into. Some of this stuff. What is this? I'm curious. Is it a fun thing? What is this? Is it a top of its roof with solar panels? I try not to go full retard on stuff. What's this here? I got a digger. I'm a bit curious about what's going on here. It's a big boy. That's a big tower. That's something special. I'm very curious to see some pictures of this area. See, I'm going to drop a pin here and go. Because I don't know what it is. I go, means I'm thinking about something. I got a So we definitely have a radar in that location where this thing is blasting. Right? It is there. It's doing its job. What a fucking shame. So we know, I could say factually, that you got a radar out here, a NEXRAD, and it's blasted. Means next generation radar. What do we have here? They're burning Grandpa again today. Look at this. Look at this. Just sneak that in on you. Measure it. Screenshot this and measure it. How many repeated exact angles here do you have? Yes. A 2-year-old can show you that's a square. And that square are the same. Some of these things are just too much the same. It's the same as coming to town and he's lit their fires. Yeah, this is very dodgy. Nothing yesterday. Some very dodgy looking sames there. And I've done move myself to the 5 kilometer uh, distance, in case you've seen a difference in his size. So I did take a look around. I look up here today, though. This is why I really wanted to open this. I don't know what they're showing you on your radar, but it's about as nasty as they can. Look at the face and the clouds here. See it? That big lying nose of the Pinocchio politicians. Pinocchio-ticians, if you will. If you go to the Pinocchio-tician, get your lies removed. See that haze line right over here? Again, that's still where they're moving it. We do have some pulsations off coast here to kind of pin in the flow. Okay, so I'll show you something here that I can see and to do with determining just from this image. And this is how it's going to work. It's leading to terrible, terrible totals, which I showed at the beginning of this thing here. Yeah, that's not a very good color to pick. That's to illustrate my point. Right. You got a radar over here? In that area. There's a flow line that's been created of heat here. This is the area the storm is going to pause when it's coming down coast. It's going to belt that area right there with a shitload of rain. An absolute shitload of rain's coming to you guys. I could tell by this one image. Path of least resistance for the storm. You can clearly see when I go to the other image. Look here, okay? That's the path of least resistance for this storm. And you can see it's been set up through here. And I'm going to do it again. Vector features. Well, the office that collects a lot of this data is burned down in the fires. And a beam swath here and here. See that? That's the funnel. And so as they put EMF down here, it's going to hide like a hydraulic piston, squeeze things down towards this area here. At the same time, this line here is being forced south. Okay? So it's more pivoting because it looks like a pivot point here. So it's swinging. So it's bringing these dynamics in while this is sliding south. And again, you see a couple lines down here where it's going to pause. They're plain as day to read. If you learn about the dynamics of geoengineering, again, you got the square form inside the storm itself. And that's spinning. And so this stuff's coming that way. That comes back around into that. And so there's just this big shitstorm mist. Look at the chem out here from this location here. This ain't a supercell spinning. There's a V right here, chem bombs here. Easy to spot. Something right here from this one location. Dot, 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 dot to the bombs. And you can go look at this image yourself on NASA Worldview and do your own determinants and just, boy, are those people fucked. They're bringing some dynamics offshore as well. You could see this move here, conicity, which I keep trying to explain in different ways. The cone is also here, and they're squeezing it here with the radars. Okay, so that can come down coast through this passage here. That's the path of least resistance for this storm. So this is why Townsville is full barrio. Boy, a lot of chem to show here. There has been some major deployments of catalysts in the sky, like over here, over Bangagula National Park and Gilberton. I know it says Runga, but I said Banga. Banga National Park, Esmeralda. You got chem bombed all the hell on the high deck and the low. Look at those squares through here. Ooh. How many stars you see in here in the sky in this particular picture? But this is chem bomb deployments from here, the swasticular one, the knuckles, it's looking like brass knuckles punching Mother Earth right in the kisser. Right in the kisser. Since when is spraying acid in the sky or precursors to make sulfuric acid something that's good for plants? It's not. Yeah, to quote a poet named Cassandra, I heard at a protest one time. Yeah, I will say this from a poem. Global warming is a hoax. Global warming is a lie. It's the geoengineers who are fucking up our skies. And this is some fucked up looking skies out west here. They act, you act all natural, help the planet, and meanwhile, they're planning to rape our planet. There is no virgin soil upon land that has been raped. And when you got the ability to burn out, a controller's burn, if you will, it's going to catch up. And look at how these dots. You can't control burn this accurately walking around with a fire can. So I say once again, why are we quiet about this? Why do we worry about an imaginary boogeyman when they're fucking burning out your house? Like to stand with a fake virus in a fucking trash can, man. Maybe one of these times they're going to release some of their bioweapons and going to wake up dead. Because you couldn't see the signs of the times is a revelation only you yourself can give yourself. Adelaide? Bzzz, getting fried. Straya style. The growler of Gawler is in. This is just heart-wrenching to watch. Absolutely heart-wrenching. Grampians is burning. Out west is burning. Look at this wave farm out here. My goodness, look at this. This is a wave farm, a pulsation coming from out at sea. And so all we can do is guess at what is emitted that. Because there's many things that could be the culprit. From military ship to an actual satellite pulsing down. You see that? All these wave farms. You got Wi-Fi getting fried skies, man. That's fucking horrendous. Take those off so you can see it again. Look at this. Why fry our skies? How does fish feel under here? You got fried. You tell your ears ain't popping. Oh, let's just fight towards a bunch of fire smoke over here with no data showing. That's fire smoke right there. This is where the hashtag save the Brumbies. We were trying to save a bunch of wild horses that served in World War One, and they let them back wild, and now they're killing them, taking helicopters. And we need boots on the ground over there to act like human shields. Yeah, this is against the law currently for them to just shoot us, but it doesn't seem to matter when they shoot you in the arm with something. Yeah, you guys got fried. Yeah, so you can get a screenshot of that. Fried. What a shame. It's like textbook, and people don't see that as being unusual or that's natural. Well, the only thing natural is the grade of the system that's fucking smoking you out, frying you out, choking you out, and telling you it's your fault. That's like the bully saying, stop hitting yourself, and you're actually believing you're doing it. Well, stop hitting yourself. My God, look what they're doing here. You've been having much seismicity over here, and this is where we were picking up that big frying beam. Now look at this crap in the sky over here in that fryer. You can't tell me all these lines ain't pointing at that spot. You can't tell me that ain't a chem bomb, and if you do, I'll say, are you blind? Or are you easily blinded? I have to ask. I don't like calling people brainwashed, because it just triggers them, but there's no other word for it, man. If you're watching too much television, it did rot your brain. Look, all these lines converging in this point over here. It's too obvious, see? If I take that off, how about this bomb deployment with all these squiggles in it over here? Looking like a face. How about the number 4 over here and the number 7 over here? Somebody gonna call Jenny? 8675309, that fucking shit. It's 911 time, and my mother is being raped again from the sky. Look at that right there. The need I say more? Can't you spot the center of deployment right here? Can't you see it? Can't you see it? You see it, yeah. And if you can't see it, I can't fix that shit. I just fucking can't. It's just how it is, and I'm getting upset, so I'm gonna click off soon. You got terrible totals coming, so maybe I'll just let New Zealand's roll, because that fryer is on. So we'll let this fryer is on. You see the perturbation over guilty grafting over here. Sydney had some showers coming through, so it's really just as important as what's going on right now. So I'll have a look at some of these showers that have been coming through here. Well, some of them have been more just showers. I see a beam going through that one there in Varel. Maury is frying. Maury beans. What a shame. My hand's starting to hurt, so there's not much more of this I can do today. And I have to get to the doctors, because my phone has no more bill on it, so I have to figure this out. But if you'd like to support my work, I welcome that, because, well, without you guys, I hate to say even these words, but no Koha, no Shohais. Thank you very much, Franz, for that donation you have on here. I currently can't log in to do anything with saying my thank yous on my phone, because I use the app. Things automatically happen. I'm more than welcome any kind of help possible to keep doing this work. I want to see this one here. That one here is looking pretty nasty, though it's about to go out to sea and be a threat to not much of anybody, which is good to hear. But this one over here is a little bit different that I seen over at Atunga. So we'll watch for some of these cells coming through, but it's nothing totally inundated. See that radar beam there? See if we could, it's Mari's doing it right here. See the lines all pointing at her? Let's see if we can catch it. Yeah, that's Mari's radar. And then they like turn their signal off so you don't see what the hell they're doing. Like there was not a cloud over the top of them or anything for all those hours, but that beam's been going out solid. So that'll be Mari's radar that was pinning that storm. And this was the encourager that made that just die. Yeah, so that's what's going on with you guys today. Terrible totals showing up, and I'm not happy to have to be the bearer of such news. And big heat's coming this week. I want this one here. So I'll give you a halfway, just a little bit into February here, and get the accumulations up. And bid you people towards Townsville. It's nearly time to get in your arcs, because you got a couple really bad days coming after the first of the month. The flood is on, the cull is on, the land grab is evident when you go to your town and type in on master plan infrastructure 2035, 2045, and see if your house is slated to be flooded or burned based on the needs of the lands of the people that want new infrastructure. And while you have to build back after there's nothing left, and when I see in totals approaching a half a meter plus mark on places still left to come, I know we've got a big fight ahead of us. But we got this. Know it. We're going to end geoengineering together. Peace.